I started my career at the age of 22, and before I even set foot into an office space, I was ready to retire by 40. There was a single-minded goal in my head, and it was this entire barrage of the notion of celebrating success as a youth, right? Success seemed like a finite resource, that if I didn't achieve it before a specific time period, my time would sort of be gone. And I did make it to CEO before my 30th birthday, and I seemed like I sort of am on track with that notion of retiring by 40. So all of these adult experiences had to be shrunk into a sprint in real time to get to that golden number. Recently, however, I was confronted by the reality that most people in our generation, and most of you guys, may actually live up to the age of 100 years. And instead of joy of the idea that you have a gift of at least 20 to 25 years more, it puts the angst in my brain that if more than half my life is still left, what is even the notion of retirement, right? And today I want to talk to you about, in the context of metamorphosis of humanity, work in the age of longevity. If humankind today is going to live till a 100 years of age, then what does the future of work look like? And let me paint this picture for you, right? Today we think of work really in the context of youth, a career, and retirement around the age of 60, right? And then you become this neglected generation of upwards of 60 years old. We don't really have a full notion of what a complete life may potentially look like, right? But with the gift of that 20 plus years that you may get, what does that redefinition of life look like? So people have to work till they're in their 70s or 80s. Okay, we no longer will have a linear career where you have your single-phased career. Life looks like multiple phases, right? Multiple careers. What does that look like? Money will be an important motivator, but when your life is that long, it no longer is your primary motivator, right? And then you will think of things like community, mental and emotional well-being, growth. How does my mind expand, right? So this is the context. Now, let's cut to the idea of what is it that this future can potentially look like, right? And I want to think of your life in the form of an activity, like a multiverse. So, and most of you are very, very young, so this is the perfect time to think of it this way. Think of 3 scenarios. Scenario number 1 in this multiverse is if everything in your life goes perfectly the way you desired it. Most of you are MBA students, so you have notions of being consultants and bankers and whatever else success in this context looks like. So this the perfect scenario of this. That's scenario number 1. Scenario number 2 is if artificial intelligence and robotics and automation flips your life over and your plan A is now obsolete. What is it, what talents would you have, and what potentially side hustles you may think of that can keep you going? That's scenario number 2. Now let's think of scenario number 3, and that's my favorite, which is the wildcard plan. That if money and reputation was not a notion of success, and people will say that you've graduated from the University of Delhi with an MBA, is this what you want to do? If that is no longer a concern, and you have money, you're comfortable, you may not be fabulously wealthy, but you're comfortable, then what is that dream life, right? And I always love to think of it in the context of 3 lives because it gives you perspective and it gives you ideas on what can this life potentially look like. You also have to realize that the future is sort of already here. It's only distributed differently. So somebody is already leading one of your 3 lives. That is already happening, right? And these are 2 parts. And the last part you need to think of is, if time is no longer the notion, and I'm no longer under the pressure of a 30 or a 40 or a 50 milestone, then what self-limiting beliefs am I eliminating? And my self-limiting beliefs, I will give you an example. And when I was in my 20s, it was, I should have had my life figured out already. And I'm already doing this master's, is this what I really want to do? Or I'm already on this track, is this what I really want to do with my life? If you throw that out of the window, then what is it that truly motivates you? And what are your values and ideas? I'm going to recap this, okay? So you're doing a scoping of your life. You have 3 scenarios, right? Your perfect life, your alternate, your life if everything was flipped over, and your wildcard life, right? And then you realize, if I throw everything that is limiting me today away, And I know now what exactly motivates me and takes me forward. So this gives you sort of like a game plan. I use this from design thinking principles, which are typically used for projects, right? But if you were to think of your life like a designer, what does that life look like is what we're going to talk about. So we have now we have this. Now I'm going to throw a toolkit at you. I'm going to throw the idea of a portfolio career as the first premise of this toolkit, right? And what does a portfolio career look like? All of your life's interests, all of your talents, and all of your education can give you an opportunity to have multiple vocations, careers, roles, and responsibilities that you can run simultaneously. And let's see how that can potentially look like. So in my case, I can use myself as an example. I run an eyewear company, but I also have creative pursuits that can come from a form of art. I also have some social pursuits where I like to mentor other women, and I like to actively participate in sharing what I know about my life and how I want to take, what should my legacy be from a knowledge point of view. I may have some investment projects on the side, I may have some advising projects on the side, and then I might just want to change my life and say I want to be an artist, right? In traditional life, I would be like, okay, till 40 I do X, and then I retire, and then I go travel and live that life that I've always wanted. If I throw that script out of the way and I live all of these multiple lives at the same time, that's what a portfolio career sort of affords you, right? What do I like about a portfolio career is that I don't need to think of life as 5 full-time jobs, right? I can think of it as a full-time job in one context, a gig worker in one context, an advisor in one context, just a friend in one context. I like to think of this as a way to cheat your way into the future. Like you're already getting a sneak into the future. You're already seeing what the artificial intelligence guy is already doing. Can I steal that script and occupy a little bit in my life? Tomorrow I want to get into, I don't know, fashion or gaming. Can I steal that script? I'm not good enough yet. I have certain skills that I'm very, very good at today. But I want to do that when I'm 50 or 60 or 70. What does that script look like? And I think this is like a fabulous way to get a sneak into that future, live someone else's reality. So you have your portfolio career, your notions, your entire skill set that you already understand. Then I also always recommend, like in design thinking, you would prototype that life. You will try it. Do I go back to school at 50 to design school and learn to become an artist? What are my risks there, right? Will I go to school? Will young people in Gen Z laugh at me because I'm in school? Or will they let me happily be a part of that ecosystem and learn and change the script of my life? And I'm doing this while I'm still continuing to do my day jobs, be a responsible, family person, responsible part of society, but I'm letting the inner child in my heart continue to drive certain things, right? And then when you look at life this way, then your career really, to my mind, is 3 different careers. In your first career, you're thinking of things that society considers successful. So it's, yes, sure, you have money, you want to be in the right circles, you want to have influence, you want to have reputation, right? When it's a second career, I can stop thinking of money making and start thinking of meaning making, about the notion of community, about giving back, about education. I want to be smarter, faster, and I want to keep living a fulfilling and meaningful life. So then money stops being a primary motivation, and then I start thinking about everything else that matters to me in life, and I can learn to give back. And the absolutely last part is to reflect. I can keep reflecting and I can keep changing back my plans. Because there is today, like I told you, there is no deadline, there is no right or wrong way, it's no longer a linear path, it's a zigzag. Today I'm a master of one craft, but I can choose to be an absolute novice in something else, and that script can flip. And that's and I like to believe that that's how fulfilling aging, growing older, the excess of life will stop feeling like a burden and a source of angst, and it will be a fulfilling way of what the future of humanity looks like. And we are blessed because this phenomenon is only 50 years old. So we're really seeing people venture into these uncharted territories for the first time. We're potentially the second generation that's seen longevity of that nature, and it's truly a thing of beauty. Thank you so much.